All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the, what's today? September the 10th committee meetings. I'm gonna turn it over promptly to Commissioner Brockington. Apologize for starting a little late. We had a brief executive session before this meeting.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will call tonight's public safety meeting to order. It's 7:36 p.m. We will start off with item 1A, which is a report from our police chief for July of 2025. Chief?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Attached is the July 2025 monthly report. As you'll notice on there, our calls for service are up a tick over 2024. Retail theft is still an issue for us. We're seeing that is in the review of the statistics, that and thefts, vehicle thefts. Again, we're advising our community to be alert neighbors, report suspicious activity right away to the police, and we'll go out and investigate it. We could use everyone's help in that arena. Secure your vehicles, lock your cars. Try not to leave your briefcase and stuff in there, even when you're home. You're end of your day. You're coming in. You're done. Don't leave any valuables in plain sight. These are crimes of opportunity, and we want to target hard and as best we can. To not have these incidents occur in our town. So please be good neighbors. Report suspicious activity immediately to your police, and we'll be right out to address it on that.
Thank you, Chief.
Does anyone have any questions regarding the July report?
Any questions at all? Okay, I'm seeing and hearing none. So thank you, Chief. I'm going to call for the approval of our police chief report for July 2025. Mr. President?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye. Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
Sir.
We're going to move now to our item 1B, our fire marshal report for July 2025. Mr. Lynch.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, everyone. Is there any questions on my submitted report?
I do have a question and this is from Commissioner Zygmunt-Felt, who's not here tonight. His concern was there seems to be a disproportionate volume of township calls dispatched to the Elkins Park station, and he wanted to know if that was just happened to be everything's happening on one part of the township. Like, why is it such a difference with Elkins Park and Glenside as opposed to Cheltenham?
Good question. So with Elkins Park being located in the center of the township, Glenside does dual dispatch with everything to Lamont. They run to Cheltenham's district. They run to Glenside's district. They run to Jenkintown. They run to McKinley. So they and their own district. So there is a larger call volume for that particular station because of their proximity and location in the township.
Okay, so it's just location. All right. Thank you very much.
Location.
Thank you very much, sir. I see Commissioner Lewis' hand is up.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Fire Marshal Lynch, I'd like to draw your attention to the response summary for companies. The average response time for Lamont is twice that of Glenside, at least for the month of July, 6 minutes. Is there a reason for that? And if so, what are we doing to reduce that number? I would imagine the average is either 4 or 5, but 6 seems to be unreasonable, unacceptable.
6 minutes is within the bounds set forth by the county protocol. And Glenside, Glenside has members that literally they have 5 members in a house across the street from their firehouse. So that's why they have such a rapid response. Cheltenham Fire Company has guys that are 2-3 blocks from the firehouse. So that's why they get out a little quicker. Okay, Lamont's members are coming from a little bit more of a distance, but they're still well within the protocol and the requirements on response time. Lamont is working on increasing their in-house living program. And they're also, I'll let the president's on here, I'll let him speak a little bit more, but Lamont is also in the process of interviewing people as drivers, and they're going to, out of their pocket, they'll be paying firefighters to be at the station as a driver, which then will increase their response time and get them out quicker.
If I can
Thank you.
change hats, I can tell you that the first set of interviews were done yesterday. Second set will be done Thursday. Background checks and all that. We will be putting a full-time person in the station, 7 to 3, and part-time people from 3 to 7. Those are our difficult periods. We probably identified it before you did. We have a bunch of young people, but they can't drive. So we have good firefighters that, you know, haven't been in 2 years, or you know, we laugh, but you know, they will be drivers. Our issue is drivers. We've identified it. I would tell you that we've been saving every penny, and we will probably add to the paid staff next year. So your concern is legitimate. I would hope to come back to you in, if all goes perfect, next month, but more realistically, 2 months to get it up and running and get them in uniforms, trained and all that. But that is the plan.
Thank you. And thank you for all that you and your guys do. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I want to kind of piggyback on Commissioner Lewis. I thought we had some deal with the apartment complex over there. I thought we had some office people that were living in Linwood Gardens that were closer. That didn't happen?
Well, no. We had 2 people living there for about 2 years, and there was no deal, to be really
Yeah, that's
clear.
right. There was no deal. You're right. You're right.
There was no deal. We paid, the fire
Cool.
company paid full price for 2 apartments. One of those people is still there and does still respond, but works day work, so he's nighttime. And the other one, unfortunately, had to move out because his elderly mother needed care, and he's with his mother. He's still an active firefighter, but he needs to live with his mom. We are, you know, part of our station improvement is to put in living quarters so people can live there. But we do still have one person, just not the second one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions for our fire marshal for tonight? Not seeing any. I call for the approval of the fire marshal's report for July 2025. Mr. President?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We're going to move on to item 1C, the Emergency Medical Service Chief. Ms. Bartow, I see that you're on the call. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Does anyone have any questions about my submitted report?
Any questions at all? Commissioner Rappaport, I see that finger.
Thank you. Hi, Chief Barta. So I'm concerned, you know, we're now well into past half the year, and we're just not doing as well in terms of memberships and the fundraising as I'd like to see.
So just to keep in mind, our fundraiser doesn't go out until November. The bulk of our income for our membership drive happens November and December. So every year, if you look at even previous reports, you see the increase in those months.
Okay. So you're not worried, is what you're saying, I think.
No.
Okay. I was just thinking in terms of, I know you send out a letter, it's been revised recently, so it's an updated letter, and it's a little stronger. But I guess let us know if you want some thoughts about more aggressive fundraising and sponsorships, because I think going forward, we need to support you guys, and the costs aren't getting any cheaper. So I
completely agree, 1,000%, and I appreciate your support.
We really should be looking to make it a more aggressive. When I look at what some of the other municipalities have, and we want to, at least I'm speaking for myself and for those around, that I hear from. We want to keep you local, and the best way to do that, I think, is to get the funding secure.
And I completely agree. Yes, ma'am. The unfortunate thing is that we run this, there's this very delicate balance. We would like it to be affordable so that people can benefit from it, but we don't want to make it so affordable that we're losing money, if that makes sense. So it's that really delicate balance, and we're just kind of trying to walk that tightrope.
Right. Thank you.
Commissioner Norris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So just following up on Commissioner Rappaport's comment, I agree completely with that. But Chief Bardo, so I don't recall what the letter says exactly regarding membership, but perhaps we could add a section there that is very transparent and says that the membership dues are not sufficient to properly support our efforts, and let them know that we're one of the few townships that has this in-house. And as Commissioner Rappaport says, if put it out to the community, we would like this to continue. We need your help. Please consider an additional contribution. And we might even have boxes there, 100, 200, 300. There are, because I'm guessing that there are plenty of people who check off the membership and send that in, but we have some generous people in our community, and they, if asked, just like they do for the libraries or for other things, might contribute more.
Take that under advisement, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rappaport and Commissioner Norris. Any other questions for Ms. Bartow for tonight? Not seeing any. I call for the approval of item 1C, our emergency medical service chief report for July 2025.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Ms. Bartow. Now we're going to move on to our emergency management coordinator, Mr. Hillendorf, for our August 2025 report.
Good evening. The only thing I want to add is I want to thank Public Works, who actually did some research for us, and tomorrow night's the big event in Glenside, and they actually reduced our costs, realizing that we're only going to borrow the spike strips from one agency, and they're going to cover the rest, and that actually reduced the cost a little bit more. So thank them for their cooperation. We're looking forward to a fun night. The other thing is that I would ask everyone to take a moment tomorrow and remember the 343 firefighters and police officers and the 2,977 civilians that passed away on 9/11. I think we owe them that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ken. Any questions for emergency management coordinator? Nope. So I'm going to call for the approval of item 1D, emergency manager coordinating report for August 2025.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. The next two committees, Fire Board and Traffic Common, did not meet in August. So we can move right on to any old business for public safety for tonight. The commissioners, Commissioner Rappaport.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I have two items. One is the one-way streets because of the intersection, the PennDOT intersection, or particularly at Greenwood and Church. And the Church is going one way east, and Greenwood is supposed to go one way north. But right now, or intermittently, that hasn't actually been uniform. And the residents are very confused. All are wondering about parking in the business district in downtown Wyncote. They'd like notification of when it's gonna be operating and when it isn't. And yeah, how do we get some consistency? This is gonna be going on for the next, 15, 18 months. And people are rightfully upset. They need to be able to plan. Certainly the residents in this area, there are at least 10 streets that go into Greenwood between Church, in the section between Church and Township and Glenside Avenue.
What's that?
So they really need to know how to plan when they go in and out to take their kids to lessons, to do all kinds of stuff.
Allison, are you able to give us an update on that? Or...
excuse me. Yeah, the information we have, excuse me, is that the detour would start early to mid-September. We're getting closer to middle of September. I don't have anything more solid than that. I was just looking at their website to see if they changed that. But I'll touch base with them to see if I can get a more firm date from them.
Well, and it's more than just a firm date. Will it be intermittent or will it be consistent? And what about the parking? What do we tell people about parking? We're talking about some very, I'll call them fragile businesses, only because they really do depend on having the little parking that they have, right? As well as the walking, of course, but there is a sizable in and out with the cars, and they need to know how to access those businesses. So really, and again, the residents and the businesses all need to know what is going on.
Yeah. No, like I said, it is, we'll say intermittent right now. But the permanent 1-lane closure will occur, like I said, any day now. So I'll try to get a firm date for everybody, and we'll look into the parking. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you,
my second item was just a real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I expected that the chief was going to talk about the Citizens Police Academy and the coordination with the adult school. So it sounds like it's a new and revised program. Maybe I should sign up again.
That's on my list. I'm just waiting for my opportunity, Commissioner. Thank you. Since you
Well,
brought
you know
that
what?
up,
Come on,
we're
Chief.
holding
Go ahead.
our
Go ahead and do it
Citizens
now.
Police Academy program September 25th. It'll be in conjunction with the Cheltenham Adult School. There is a link on the township website and on the police page as well on how to sign up for that. It's filling up quickly, but if anyone's interested, if you know anyone that's interested, it's a great opportunity to get some up close introductions to our officers, get to meet some of the great staff we have here, some of the cool equipment we have here, some of the policies and procedures of why police do what they do. And it's a great opportunity for the police department to show off a little bit as well. So good bonding, good familiarity building. So it's a great program. I ran that program for quite a few years. Commissioner Rappaport was one of my first students in my first Citizens Police Academy class many moons ago, right? It's a very, very good program. It's well done. The program has been updated since I ran the program to try to reflect current equipment and alike. So it should be interesting. Like I said, if anyone's interested, please look into that. This is, again, one of our community engagement efforts that I find it's a key to my philosophy on policing. It's very important to have these opportunities to bring the police and our community together, to build that familiarity, trust, and so they can see what a great police department we have here firsthand. So great opportunity. Please look it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Commissioner Rappaport. Are there any other items for old business for tonight? Not seeing any. I'm going to move on to new business. We do have 2 items that I guess we need to vote on for new business. Consider item 4A, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners authorize the addition of traffic calming measures to include 2 sets of speed cushions and applicable pavement markings and signage on the 8200 block of Fairview Road to the Township Traffic Calming Program. Any questions about this at all? Commissioner Cherko.
Sure. Thanks so much. I know this was voted by the Traffic Calming Committee back in June, and coming to us now. Also at that meeting, it became, I think, clear to those who attended that the traffic speeding problem was actually worse on Cheltenham Hills than on either of these two blocks. I'm just curious why that hasn't made it on our agenda to vote on yet, now that it's been 3 months. I was told that that was going to be something that the township took care of pretty promptly because of the egregious nature of the average speeding on that road.
I thought I recalled that there was a delay because they wanted to see where they were going to put in we just voted in, I believe, where they're going to put in the crosswalks. I think the crosswalks had something to do with that. I may be corrected, but I don't see Bo on here. But I think it has something I thought it had something to do with the crosswalks. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can jump in. I believe we had planned to put it on our next traffic calming committee meeting for recommendation for the number of speed bumps and locations. So that'll come probably in 3 months from now. So yeah, that was once we had the recommendation for the crosswalks, then it would get returned back to the traffic calming committee for review and recommendation of the speed bumps.
This is an unnecessary delay, in my opinion. We talked about it in June. The fact that we have to wait 6 months to vote on it, I think it's unnecessary, especially considering the egregious nature of the speeding that we all know happens there. It's frustrating to me and to everyone who lives over here that we're seeing, lesser serious blocks take precedence over this. We knew where the crosswalk was going to go. I don't think we needed to know, to see the design to figure out when we can begin the process. I'm just very disappointed that this kind of falls through the cracks, and despite what we were promised in June, nothing has happened for 6 months. That's just very frustrating.
Thank you, Commissioner Cherko.
Commissioner, if I could just comment on that. I know
Yes,
Sergeant Murphy has been working on that proposal and has exchanged emails with you on some of the reasons what the delay had been on that. I know there is a proposal that's been forwarded with a recommendation for that particular location. I will include this location immediately to address your immediate concern about safety there. We'll run a detail out there to try to address that as well.
I don't know.
A stopgap of that. I can't speak for what the delay was or why it happened, but I can tell you we will add that to our list on there to ensure that that's a safe location.
I don't know what I'm not sure if I follow what you're saying, that Sergeant Murphy's been in touch with me about the reasons for the delay. I'm not sure.
It was some of the emails that went back and forth, Commissioner. We've had about locations of speed humps, number of speed humps. I thought you were incorporated. I thought you were added to that email list. I may be wrong. I thought you were.
The numbers. Yeah. I mean, I don't. I mean, yeah, I appreciate it.
I may have misspoken there. I apologize if I included you in that. I didn't mean to include you in something you weren't included on. I know I've been privy to emails that have gone back and forth about stuff like that.
Okay.
The number of humps, that type of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I apologize. I wasn't trying to lump you in, and I just assumed that this is very key to you. I know it's important to you as well.
Sure.
That's why I just assumed that. If that was not the case, I apologize.
Okay.
I just want to let you know in the immediate moment, we will address that on our end as well.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Commissioner Cherko. So I'm going to go back for the approval of item 4A. Mr. President.
All those in favor of recommending the Board of Commissioners authorize the addition of traffic calming at the 8200 block of Fairview Road, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Item 4B, consider recommending the Board of Commissioners authorize the addition of traffic calming measures to include 3 sets of speed cushions and the pavement markings and signage at the 400-500 block of Waverly Road to the Township Traffic Calming Program. Any questions concerning this before we vote? Not seeing any. Mr. President, call for a vote.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Thank you.
Thank
Item
you.
5 for tonight would be any citizens forum for public safety. Let's see, I don't see any. Nope, don't see any. I'm going to call for the adjournment at 8:01 p.m. of the public safety meeting for tonight. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.